to Neovim. You've got a cd into .config as usual, and cd into nvim2, because I've got two setups for Neovim. I can show you how to do that in a different video. Right, to get into it then, just type nvim2, it brings up this nvim. And now I've set up leader L to get my file tree. I know leader E most people do, but I know I just prefer leader L there, so I can just go back and forth. Leader L, so my leader is space. And then I can go between both then, so leader E would be into the file and then leader W back to the tree. Now this tree is a netrw tree that comes with Vim when you upload it, so don't need any plugins for that, it's just there already. It's like if you wanted a guide into it, you just put :explore and it's the same thing, okay? So if you quit out of it then, and then you can go back in nvim2. So like I said, space L instead of explore. It's just a netrw file tree. Right, so if we look at my config, oh, by the way, it's leader E, leader W. I find that better than the JK because I go like east to west kind of thing. It makes sense in my head. Right, so for the config, the colors is just, you know, each color I want to pull into it. So you can just write a file for that. You don't have to have any of those. You know, that's just my personal preference to have those three. So I've got, you know, this file setup. This works with the GUI setup and the CTerm setup. So you've got two different setups going along on the same one there. And then it shows you highlight, the HI highlight in each bit of it. So you can see there, let's see, cursor line is this color in GUI and then this color in CTerm. So it should be the same color really in both. Then if I go into my init.lua, this is just my options. So you can just pause the video here, read through the options if you want to see how I've set mine up down to the bottom. Then I've got, this is the color scheme, so if I change that to capuchin and then save it and then leader reload, it'll change it for me. Okay, I'll show you how I did the leader reload there. Reloads the whole thing. And a personal one, I've just taken so leader reload. So my personal one is just the same as the capuchin. I've just changed a few colors on the screen. You can see here I've just changed a few of those numbers to different colors to get the clear background and stuff like that. So all you need to do is take a read through that. I've also linked my GitHub where all this is really. So that's that. Then this part from here, so all of this stuff is just the status line. So this on the bottom, so if I get rid of that, this on the bottom here is the status line. That's just how you set it up there. So I think that's quite nice, and you can edit that however you want to. This part is just to set up my keymappings, my keybindings to whatever I want. So instead of having to quit out and go back into Neovim whenever I edited something, I can just press leader RL like you saw earlier when I was changing the color. Leader RL and it just reloads it for me straight away. Like I said, leader L for the tree, the file tree. I just find it easier. Leader L, like list for L. Again, makes sense in my head. My tabs. Leader T to create new tab, TX to delete the tab, so leader T, that's in my new tab, leader TX to close the tab, PT to go to the previous tag, and then NT to go to the next tag, VS to create a horizontal split, so if I show that, and then I do it should have been what did I put it as? VS for a vertical split, but if you just press V, it does it after it times out anyway. This number up the top here, top left, but there, that just shows how many screens I've got open. So if I close that one, you can see it's gone to 2 now, and if I close that, it just, well, there's 1. Okay. So what else have I got? Vertical resize. So if I go there, I can go vertical resize left to go that way, or right to go that way, which is a nice one, I think. Visual maps, or J, you can just move them about, play with them. Buffers, pop-up menu, so that'll, if I say I start typing map and I control P, it brings me up, matching words, so I can use that then to, well, if I want map leader enter on that, then it'll just bring me up map leader. So that's my autocomplete there. Whereas if I type in templates, perhaps control P, it brings up just the stuff that's already in the file really. So that's quite a nice autocomplete there. And you could perhaps make a new file to have as many of them as you want. These bottom two then, quite nice. If I type in leader HT, I haven't quite finished it yet, but leader HT, it just brings up a template for a HTML file. Also I can do leader I, and it brings up an if statement. So you can just mess around with the things in here, and you can create your own templates then as an autocomplete thing. Delete that. So you can just mess around with those, create your own templates, and go from there really. I think it's quite a nice setup. Quite basic, quite simple, and you can change stuff as you go along, to suit you and your preferences. So I hope that was a nice. I hope I led you through that quite easily. Any questions, anything like that, put in the comment section, and I can get back to you then. Tidy.